Next speaker is Lyle Benjamin. He's an author, educator, financial advisor, and the executive director of a nonprofit organization. He is the author of The Working Dead, the essential survival guide on how to save, protect, and invest for you, your family, and your future. Warm welcome to Lyle Benjamin.
I want to thank Jeffrey and the organization for inviting me to speak with you all today. And as Jeffrey said, I'm an author, educator, and financial advisor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share several financial concepts with you and also a custom benefit program that's now available from your organization that will help you go ahead and achieve your financial objectives, whatever they may be. It might be that you want to plan for your retirement, fund your children's education. It might be that you're looking to gather money for a down payment for a house, or you want to have protections against one of the major concerns that we all have, which are health issues as we get older. So, at the end of my talk, and there are surveys that you have, what you're going to do is you're going to fill out the survey, and you're going to turn that in, and then what we're going to be doing is meeting on an individual basis to go ahead and find out where you are, where you want to go, and then you're going to get the education and the program that's custom for you to help you achieve your objectives. Okay? With me so far? Great. Okay. There is a problem in this country, and it's been growing for a very long time. 30, 40 years ago, you can go ahead and buy a car for $3,500. Today, the same basic car costs $25,500. The cost of an education, the cost of a home, everything has gone up 6 or 7 or 8 times, but our wages haven't kept pace. It used to be that you can go ahead and support a family of 4 with one person's income. Today, what does it take? Sometimes 2 people working 2 jobs just to go ahead and scrape by. That's not the life that we should be leading. So the thing is, it's not a question of really how much you earn, it's a question of how much you get to keep. That really is going to make a difference for your quality of life. And if you understand this, you're way ahead of what Wall Street knows and tells us. So we're going to go ahead and go through how you're going to go ahead and find out what you need to do to get the quality of life that you want. Today, in the news, what we're finding out is wages are ticking up, more people are going back to work, but the truth of the matter is, only takes one event for all your years of hard work to go ahead and amount for nothing. Climate change is affecting more and more people in this country every year. Look at what's going on in California. Look at what just happened in North Carolina. Look at what happened in New York with Hurricane Sandy, and New Jersey and other parts of the East Coast. So the thing is, you've got climate change, you've got the rising cost of health care, you can have a loss of a job, you can have a divorce, you can have an illness in your family. All of these things could be catastrophic events that if you don't plan for, they can be devastating to you and your family for years and years and years. It used to be there were 3 things that could go ahead and give us quality of life when we wanted to retire. People had savings, people had pensions, and people had Social Security. When Social Security was established originally, there were 45 people working for every 1 person getting benefits. Anyone know what the ratio is today? It's 2.8 people working for one person getting benefits. If you think that Social Security is going to contribute significantly to your retirement, if you think paying your gas bill and your electric bill is significant, that's what it might do. Okay? So the thing is, when you're ready to retire, the retirement age may not be 62, 67, 70. It may be 77. It may be 80 years old. And the amount that you get might not be adjusted for cost of living. So Social Security may not be there in the way that you think it's going to be. Pensions. Companies realized in the late 1970s, early 1980s, that they couldn't pay pensions any longer because it used to be people would work, and then 5 years after they stopped, what would happen? They'd die. Today, because of medicine, because of nutrition, people are living much, much longer. And the companies, the bean counters, the accountants back then, the CPAs realized that companies couldn't go ahead and continue to pay pensions because there goes their profits. So they started to cut them and cut them and cut them. And what did they do? They went to a tax code provision called the 401k and the 403b for nonprofits and 457 for government plans, and they instituted those. And they said, we're going to give you a little bit of free money, and you're going to have a little bit more control over your retirement. And you know who that worked well for? The company, Wall Street, and the government. Because the government collects taxes on what you're going to take out later on in life. Okay? So the thing is, pensions aren't there for your retirement. And savings? In this country, we have one of the lowest savings rates out of all industrialized countries. We are saving at a rate of around 3.5%. Right? In Asia, they're saving 20, 30, 40% of their income. We need to be saving 10 to 15% minimally. So, what do we have to do? We have to know where our money goes out. And where it goes out is basically 3 different places. It goes out to living expenses, your rent, your utilities, your clothing, your food. It goes out to debt, credit card debt, student loan debt, car debt, mortgage debt, and then it goes out to taxes. And what most people don't realize is that taxes are the biggest thing that prevent you from being financially independent later on in life. You earn money, it's taxed. You spend money, it's taxed. You save money, doesn't matter whether you're saving $5 a month or $500 a month. At the end of the year, you get a 1099 DIV, and the government wants their cut. So throughout your life, you're taxed. So if you're not doing something to reduce your taxes, you're not going to have quality of life later on. And who pays more proportionally in taxes? The rich, the middle class, or the poor? Well, the poor don't pay, and we know the rich don't pay either. Let's just look at the person in the White House, okay? Now, the middle class is going to pay the most, and they're the ones who can afford it the least. So when you need your money the most, that's when the government's going to come and say, every year, we're going to go ahead and get our cut. And who thinks taxes are going to go higher or lower in the future? They're going to go higher. Climate change, the rising cost of health care, the infrastructure, the bridges, roads, tunnels, dams, the electric grid, the water system, all those things are going to cost trillions. And we're the ones who are going to have to pay for it. So you're going to learn to do what the rich do. And what's that? That's to minimize the amount that you're going to go ahead and pay in taxes later on. You're going to learn how to go ahead and get protections for your health that the rich go ahead and set up through the tax code, just like Congress does for their plans, you're going to learn how to get those for yourselves. So, thank you. I appreciate you talking, listening. Thank you.
Lyle Benjamin's presentation was wonderful. I realized after listening to him that he truly is an expert when it comes to understanding finance and economics. He explained a little bit about things that I had never considered with the Social Security system, the ratio of when it was originally started to now, and why it's in danger of collapse. He really impressed on me the impact that taxes are going to have on my future and my retirement. I highly recommend listening to Lyle and exploring what he has to offer. He seems like he's a wonderful man and really could put things in terminology that I could relate to and understand.
I'm a retired CPA, banker. One of my greatest fears has always been taxation. Lyle is giving us a good opportunity to think about things that are in our future and that we need to plan for them and more than likely to prepare for them and expect the unexpected.
Often when you hear a financial planner speak, they talk in terms that you can't really understand, but he was amazing. He talked and told us the things that we need to do and the things that are problems in a way that we could all easily understand it. So he got my attention and now I'm gonna begin planning for my future, and I just really appreciate that because it was so easy to understand.